Hey everybody, welcome back to part 3. If you haven't seen the other parts of this TTR Yamaha, there's 2 other videos of putting this engine in here. This will be the final one. Finally figured out what was wrong with it, so there's some clips I'll put in before this. Alright guys, so I've gone through the carburetor. I've adjusted the needle in every position. I put a bigger jet than was supposed to be in there. So I decided I adjusted the clutch too. So I thought maybe the clutch was out of adjustment. So I'm like, I'll just do a quick valve adjustment. I wasn't gonna film it. But look at this. It's missing the whole injector on this intake. How was this thing even running? And where did it go? I can't see down there to see if it's in there. I had heard a rattling noise. I don't see it. Is the cam all chewed up? Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to open up that parts, or that other motor I have, and take a, I don't know what you call it, the screw to adjust the valves. That is absolutely insane. I'll go ahead and pull the exhaust one and see how that looks. Hopefully you guys can see all right with that view. I didn't put it up on the bench because I've just been, you know, doing some test tuning stuff on it. This is crazy. That makes sense why it wasn't I mean, it got a lot better when I adjusted the carb right, but that is just insane. Is this one missing too? I wonder if that's why this bike was parted out. That's coming out kind of rough. Threads feel rough. It's just crazy. I've never seen that. There's a chewed up bolt down that exhaust. That's not good. Let's see, is this one missing too? No, this one's on there. All right, well, I'm gonna open up that other motor, but here's the bolt to that. That's crazy, it's all chewed up. That can't be good. Where'd the stud go? Man, I can't catch a break with this bike. I literally, that's all chewed up. Oh my God. That's crazy. All right, well, I'll go get I think it's just a screw, a tappet screw or whatever, and put that in there and adjust that and see if it runs better now that the intake valve can open. All right, I went and took one off that other motor. Let's see if it's even gonna thread in there. Hopefully the threads aren't messed up. I don't want to pull this whole head apart. Change that rocker. Yeah, it's just threading in there. So somebody must have tried to adjust these valves, or I don't know. There's a lot of play in this. Is that intake valve bent? No. All right, I'll go ahead and adjust these. I don't know what the spec is off the top of my head. I'll adjust these, put it back together, and we'll see how it runs. All right, I got it back together, got those valves adjusted. I just took it on a quick little rip, and it's like a totally different bike. So that thing's been broken since I got the motor. That's crazy. At least didn't lock the motor up. Yeah, it's like a totally different bike. It wouldn't even move me through grass before. That's awesome. I need to get some rear brakes. Runs pretty good now. Okay, so what we're gonna do in this video is change the front tire out. I have these side plastics to put on there. Then we'll go through it and make sure it's good to go for my kid. And then that'll be the end of this one. And then we can move on to what I've been waiting to work on, which is this ATC 70. We gotta tear that thing all down and go through it. I haven't decided if I'm just gonna stick like a 140 Piranha motor in it, or if I'm gonna reuse that motor and put a 108 stroker kit in it from tbparts.com. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see that. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is jack this thing up and get the front tire off. I don't know how this is gonna work on this stand. I have a little jack. I don't know if it'll be able to lift the front up enough though. It's a 14 millimeter. It's a spacer. There we go. All right, we'll go ahead and let the air out of this tire. All right, so I'll let the air out of this tire. Pull the valve core out. It's the easiest way to get all the air out, rather than just poking it with a screwdriver or something. All right, let me grab the new tire. So this is the new tire. It's the same brand as the other one. So we'll go ahead and put this on. All right, we got the front tire mounted. This one was a lot easier than the rear. Still not fun, but we got it on there. So we'll go ahead and reassemble the front end. That should make it a little easier to get this front wheel back on. So we're going to line up this tab with the brake shoe, or the drum. Put this spacer back in the front wheel. All right, so this foot peg's bent. Don't want to get into these wires. I'm gonna try to heat it up, like right there, and see if I can bend it down a little bit. Don't want to melt these wires. So I'm gonna go right here. Yeah, I'm getting pretty close to those wires. Get under here. Well, still pretty hot. All right, well, that's a no-go. That's not gonna work. So, probably just have to look for a new one of these on eBay. It's just these 4 bolts and it comes out. Somebody must have hit something pretty hard to pin that in. All right, so we'll go ahead and put the side plastics on first. First thing we need to do though is clean these screw holes out. I'll use brake parts cleaner and clean that out. All right, 2 new side plastic pieces. This had no hardware, so I bought 4 new bolts for it. Let's go ahead and put these on and see how they look. The other side. Can't find aftermarket ones of these. You can only buy them from Yamaha. So. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and install these side plastics. You got to be careful when you're doing this. I had an old KTM SX250 that someone had tightened one of these down so tight that they had stripped this out, and I had to end up getting a new gas tank for it. So just be careful when you're doing this. You don't want to be in that situation. These tanks are probably pretty hard to find for these. Seems like everything is. I don't know why these bikes aren't more popular. They should have just originally made them a 110. Definitely going to have to get a graphic set for this. Perfect. Wow. Looks like crap with these on there still, but for now it should be good. I'm sure my son's gonna wreck it, so why make it nice? But that blue's nice. I love the Yamaha blue. So I'll go ahead and put the other side on, and then we'll take the bike down and do a final walk around of it. All right, guys, this is the final product. It's all done. I'll go through a parts list. So front and rear tires are brand new. New exhaust gasket, new air filter, new spark plug, new motor, well, used, new to the bike, new carburetor, new pedcock, new front sprocket, and new chain. And I'm sure there's stuff I'm forgetting. Oh, new side plastics. I think overall it'll be a good first bike for my son. He's been saying he wants a dirt bike for a while, so glad I could save this one. It just would have got thrown away from the person I got it from. So we'll see how he does. He has a 2022 Kawasaki KFX 50 quad. Actually have a video of a big gun exhaust I installed on that for him. So give it to him on his 9th birthday in July. Hopefully he likes it. It's a lot nicer than my first bike was. Still needs a little bit of TLC, but overall, sorry, I was just trying to fix this throttle cable. Overall, it's not a bad bike. We'll see how long it lasts. It's kind of concerning with that adjuster for the valves being missing and then the bolt being in the bottom. I really don't know what happened. It makes me question the whole story I got on the bike. You know, supposedly it was a perfectly running engine, had great compression, but it's like, did he try to adjust the valves before he shipped it out and didn't tighten that down tight enough? So just glad that we could figure out what was going on with it. I still need to get the rear brake assembly. He's got to have rear brakes on this thing. He'll definitely lay it over without them. So anyways, I may decide to clean this tank up, put a graphics kit on her. I might just leave it the way it is. Seat's still in really good condition. Fork seals need done, but I don't think I'm gonna worry about it. Put way too much money in this bike. I have over $1,000 in it. So between the two motors and all the parts I bought. So at least it's ready to go. It's got fresh tires, fresh oil, new spark plug, new air filter. It should run for a while for them. I just don't want to get on it and beat on it. I'll probably put it around for an hour or so. Make sure that we're not gonna have an issue with that top end, because I don't know where that adjuster went. All I found was the bolt, or not the bolt, the nut. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.